Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. Today I'm going to recap the college basketball, NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball spring training from yesterday. Look ahead to today's games in each sport. We'll go over to soccer from yesterday. Look ahead to today's soccer games. We have golf to talk about. We have a leaderboard. We have Masked Singer, Survivor, news and notes, and best bet. All right, college basketball will be first because this is March. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to everything going on today. Big South first round, Charleston Southern over High Point, 72-70. Number 19, Xavier over number 20, Providence, 94-89. Number 2, Alabama over Auburn, 90-85 in overtime. Number 14, UConn over DePaul, 88-59. Ohio State over number 21, Maryland, 73-62. Vandy upsets number 23, Kentucky, 68-66. On a late jumper by Jordan Wright. Notre Dame upsets number 25, Pitt, 88-81. In Mike Bray's last home game. Northeast quarterfinal, Merrimack over LIU, 91-76. Northeast quarterfinal, Fairleigh Dickinson over St. Fran Brooklyn, 83-75. Northeast quarterfinal, St. Fran PA over Central Connecticut, 83-69. Northeast quarterfinal, Sacramento over Wagner, 67-55. South Florida over Tulsa, 72-56. St. Joe's over Richmond, 83-67. Duquesne over UMass, 88-79. George Washington over Davidson, 75-70. George Mason over Fordham, 64-58 in overtime. OVC first round, Southeast Missouri State over Lindenwood, 84-65. Sam Houston over Stephen F. Austin, 64-59 in overtime. Number 11, Kansas State over Oklahoma, 85-69. Big South first round, Campbell over Presbyterian, 68-63. Nichols over Lamar, 64-60. Southeast Louisiana over Houston Christian, 80-64. Utah Valley over Texas Arlington, 78-59. McNeese over New Orleans, 80-73. Creighton over Georgetown, 99-59. Number 22, TCU over number 9, Texas, 75-73. Number 10, Gonzaga over Chicago State, 104-65. East Carolina over Tulane, 83-68. A&M Corpus Christi over A&M Commerce, 93-88 in overtime. Northwestern State over Incarnate Word, 81-64. Penn State over Northwestern, 68-65 in overtime. Mizzou over LSU, 81-76. Rhode Island over Loyola Chicago, 79-77. Grand Canyon over Southern Utah, 83-78. Utah Tech over Seattle, 93-56. OVC first round, SIU Edwardsville over Southern Indiana, 68-54. Cal Baptist over Texas Rio Grande, 88-70. And Utah State over UNLV, 91-66. All right, big window today, 12:30, Sun Belt second round. You have App State, South Alabama. My projection from this is South Alabama by 2, total 133 and 7/10. And we have, let's see, South Alabama 4.5, total 129.5. I'll take the over. Illinois State, Northern Iowa, Missouri Valley first round, 1 o'clock. My line's Northern Iowa 3.3 total 138 and 7/20. And it's 3.5 and 134.5 over. Sun Belt second round, Arkansas State, Troy. My line's Troy by 8, total 135 and 11/20. And it is 7.5 and 133.5 over. MVC first round, Evansville, Indiana State at 3:30. By the way, Arkansas State, Troy is at 3. My line for this is at Indiana State 17.3, total 142.25, and 17.5 and 146.5 under. 6 o'clock, Texas State, Old Dominion, Sun Belt second round. My line is Texas State 2.3, total 133 and 7/10. And it's Old Dominion 3.5, total 131.5. I'm going to take Texas State plus 3.5 and plus 146 to win. Patriot League quarterfinal, BU Army. My line's Army 2.3, total 137 and 9/10. And it's 4.5 and 138.5. I'm going to take Boston University getting the points. Wichita State, number 1, Houston on ESPN2. My line is Houston 19, total 135 and 11/20. And we have 17.5 and 133.5. I'll take the over here too. Patriot League quarterfinal, Loyola, Maryland, and Colgate. Mine's Colgate 16.7, total 141 to 11/20. And we have here 16.5 and 143.5. I'll take a slight under. Patriot League quarterfinal, American Navy. My line is Navy 8.3, total 133 and 3/20. And it's 7.5 and 125.5. I'll take the over. Patriot League quarterfinal, Lafayette Lehigh. Mine's Lehigh 13, total 133. And it's 3.5 and 129.5. Very low. I'm going to lay with Lehigh. MVC first round, Valpo, Murray State. My line is Murray State 6.3, total 142 and 9/10. And it's 2.5 and 140.5. I'm going to lay the points. Oakland, Northern Kentucky, Horizon League quarterfinal. My line is Northern by 10, total 140 and 3/5. And it's 6.5 and 134.5. I'll take the over. ASUN semifinal, Lipscomb, Kennesaw. My line is Kennesaw 6.3, total 146. And it's 4.5 and 145.5. I'll do slight lean to Kennesaw State. ASUN semifinal, Eastern Kentucky Liberty. Mine's Liberty 13-3, total 139 and 3/20. And it is 12.5 and 140.5. I'll take a slight under. UCF Temple, ESPNU. Mine's Temple 3.7, total 38 and 19/20. And it is 1.5 and 133.5. I'll take the over. FIU Louisiana Tech. Mine's La Tech 4.7, total 144.25. And it is 5.5 and 143.5. That's a tough one. I'm gonna take. The slight lean to FIU, but I don't feel super. Actually, no, never mind. I'm going to do, FIU plus the points, slight lead. Manhattan, Siena. My line is Siena 4.5, total 137 and 7/20. And 7.5 and 135.5. I'll take Manhattan getting the points. New Jersey battle, Ryder St. Peter's. My line's Ryder 5.8, total 131 and 2/5. And it is 3.5 and 127.5. I'll take the over. Marist, Iona. My line's Iona 19.2, total 135 and a 20th. And it is 19 point, or I'm sorry, I'm showing off my projection again. 16.5 and 138.5. I'll take the under. ESPN tonight, Michigan, Illinois. My line's Illinois 4.5, total 140 and 19/20. And it is 4.5 and 144.5. Under. Fox Sports 1, Rutgers, Minnesota. So it's weird to see a Big Ten game on Fox Sports 1. My line is Rutgers by 9, total 130.5, and it is 8.5 and 126.5. I'll take the over. All right, OVC quarterfinal 7:30. Southeast Missouri State, Tennessee State. My line's Tennessee State 2.3, total 152.5. And it's a pick'em and 157.5. Under. NC Central, SC State. My line is Central 13.3, total 148 and 9/20. And it's 7.5 and 148.5. I'll lay it with Central. Maryland, Eastern Shore, Delaware State. My line is UMass by 6, total 137 and 13/20. And it's 4.5 and 134.5. I'll take the over. Coppin State, Morgan State. My line is Morgan State 10.3, total 150 and 19/20. And it's 3.5 and 152.5. I'm going to lay with Morgan State. Quinnipiac, Fairfield. My line is Quinnipiac 1.7, total 135 and 3/20. And it's 1.5 and 136.5. Very close, so a slight under. 8 o'clock, Detroit, Youngstown State, Horizon League quarterfinal. My line's Youngstown State by 12, total 153 and 13/20. And it's 8.5 and 157.5. I'm going to take the under here. Horizon League quarterfinal, Wright State, Milwaukee. My line's Milwaukee 2.7, total 152 and a 10th. And Wright State's a 1.5 point favorite, total is 158.5. Everyone and their mother loves Wright State. They're the darling of this conference for some reason. Give me the under. Robert Morris and Cleveland State, Horizon League quarterfinal. I have Cleveland State 7.3, total 137 and 3/20, and it's 8.5 and 157.5. Oh, wait. I read off the wrong line. That was the Detroit Youngstown line. Robert Morris, Cleveland State 7.5 and 134.5. There we go. Over. Bama and A&M and Grambling. My line is Grambling 10.3, total 135 and 13/20. And it's 8.5 and 130.5. I'll take the over. Middle Tennessee, North Texas. My line's North Texas 8.5, total 130 and 2/5. And it's 7.5 and 121.5. I'll take the over. FAU Rice. My line is FAU 7.2, total 147 and 17/20. And it's 8.5 and 154.5. Under. Charlotte, UTSA, my line's Charlotte 7, total 137 and a 10th. And it's 6.5 and 133.5. Over. 8:30, UL Monroe, Georgia Southern, Sunbelt second round. My line is Georgia Southern by 6, total 136. And it's 4.5 and 131.5. I'll take the over. Alcorn State, Mississippi Valley State. My line is Alcorn 12.5, total 138 and 3/20. And it's 6.5 and 139.5. I'll lay it with Alcorn. 9 o'clock, ESPN. Arizona State at number 4, UCLA. Mine's UCLA 9.5, total 135 and 9/10. And it's 11.5 and 133.5. I'll take the over. Number 5, Purdue at Wisconsin on Fox Sports 1. My line's Purdue 6.7, total 132 and a 5th. And it's 4.5 and 127.5. I'll take the over. San Diego, Portland. WCC first round. My line's Portland 0.3, total 156 and 3/5. And it's 5.5 and 158.5. I'm going to take San Diego getting all those points. Jackson State, Pine Bluff. My line's Jackson State 1.5, total 140 and 11/20. And it's Pine Bluff 1.5, total 142.5. I'll take Jackson State plus the 1.5 and plus 104 to win. Memphis SMU on ESPN 2. My line is Memphis 14.3, total 149 and a 20th. And we got 6.5 and 153.5. I'll lay it with Memphis. Alabama State Southern. My line's Southern 12.8, total 139 and 7/20. And it's 10.5 and 140.5. I'll lay it with Southern. Pac-12 Network, Stanford, Oregon State. My line's Stanford 1.3, total 132 and a 10th. And it's 5.5 and 131.5. I'll take Oregon State getting the point. Western Kentucky, UTEP. My line is Western 1.7, total 139 and 11/20. And it's UTEP 2.5, total 136.5. I'm going to take Western plus the 2.5 and plus 126. Norfolk State, Howard, ESPNU. My line is Norfolk 0.3, total 146 and a 10th. And it's 1.5 and 148.5. I'll take the under. UC Santa Barbara, UC Davis. My line is Barbara 3.8, total 139 and 3/10. And it's 2.5 and 138.5. Slight lean UC Santa Barbara. MVC first round, 9:30, UIC, Missouri State. My line's Missouri State 9.7, total 134 and 7/20. And it's 8.5 and 130.5. I'll take the over. 10 o'clock, OVC quarterfinal, SIU, Edwardsville, Tennessee, Martin. My line's UT Martin 2.7, total 149 and 2/5. And it's Edwardsville's favored 1.5, total 152.5. Whew. I'll take Tennessee Martin plus the 1.5 and plus 104 to win. Cal State, Bakersfield, Long Beach State. My line's Long Beach 11.3, total 138 and 7/10. And it's 10.5 and 140.5. I'll take a slight under. Hawaii Northridge. My line is Hawaii 14.8 total 130 and a tenth, and it's 8.5 and 127.5. I'll lay with Hawaii. Irvine Riverside. My line's Riverside 1.7 total 141 and 4/5. And it's Irvine 1.5 total 145.5. I'm gonna take the under. 11 o'clock, ESPN, number 8, Arizona at USC. Mine's Arizona 0.5 total, 146 and 3/4. And it's 1.5 and 155.5. I'll gladly take the under. Wazoo, Washington, ESPNU. My line's Washington by 2 total, 135 and a tenth. And it's State by 1.5 total, 133.5. I'll take Washington plus 1.5 and minus 102 to win. 11 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, Cal, Oregon. My line's Oregon 18.3 total, 132 and 19/20. And it's 19.5 and 129.5. I'll take the over. And last but not least, West Coast Conference first round, Pepperdine Pacific. My line is Pacific 5.7 total, 156 and 13/20. And it's Pepperdine 2.5 total, 161.5. I think the wrong team's favorite. Give you Pacific plus the 2.5 and plus 110 to win this game outright. All right, that was a while. NBA time. We'll go over the results from yesterday, and it's a much smaller window for tonight. Suns over the Hornets, 105-91. Bulls over the Pistons, 117-115. Celtics over the Cavs, 117-113. Sixers over the Heat, 119-96. Knicks over the Nets, 142-118. Grizz over the Rockets, 113-99. Bucks over the Magic, 139-117. Lakers over the Thunder, 123-117. And the Pelicans over the Blazers, 121-110. All right, 4 games tonight. 7 o'clock, you have the Raptors and the Wiz. My line is the Wiz by 2.5, total 225 and 2/5. And we have Raptors by 2, total 222.5. Give me the Wiz plus the 2 and plus 112. I know I gave out the Wiz as a home dog a couple nights ago against the Knicks. That did not work out. Let's see if this one does. TNT tonight, 7:30, Sixers, Mavs. My line is the Sixers 1.5, total 225 and a tenth. And it's Mavericks by 4, total 228. Oh, I forgot to factor in Kyrie Irving here. So that's worth a couple points to the spread here. So instead of Sixers by 1.5, it should be Mavericks by 0.5. But the line right there is suggesting to you that Embiid's probably not going to play. But I still like the Sixers anyway. The Mavs haven't been playing well lately. Plus 4. I like them to win 2. They're plus 154. 8:30 Pacers Spurs. My line is the Pacers by 3.25. Total 233 and 3/5. And it's 5 and 238. I'll take the under. And last but not least, 10 o'clock TNT Clippers Warriors. My line's Clippers by 5. Total 230 and 13/20. And it's 3.5 and 232. So the pick here, believe it or not, is going to be a slight lean to the Clippers minus the points on the road at Golden State. All right, NHL, we'll recap the games from yesterday and look ahead to the games being played tonight. Oilers over the Maple Leafs 5-2. Rangers over the Flyers 3-2 OT. Stars over the Coyotes 4-2. Devils over the Avs 7-5. Caps over the Ducks 3-2 OT. And the Golden Knights over the Hurricanes 3-2. Big window tonight, 7 o'clock. You have the Sens at the Rangers from the Garden. Patrick Kane's debut at MSG. Rangers minus 176, Sens plus 142, over under 6.5, overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Sens plus 1.5 is minus 176, Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 142. I love the over here. Sabres Bruins, Bruins minus 285, Sabres plus 230, over under 6.5, overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Sabres plus 1.5 is minus 104, Bruins minus 1.5 is minus 118. The Bruins made yet another trade. We'll get into that in a second, but kind of like the Sabres to hang around. Plus 1.5 at minus 104. Kraken Red Wings. Kraken minus 122. Red Wings plus 102 over under 6.5. Overs plus 102. Unders minus 128. Kraken minus 1.5 is plus 215. Red Wings plus 1.5 is minus 265. I like the over. Preds Panthers. Panthers minus 188. Preds plus 155. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 128. Unders plus 104. Preds plus 1.5 is minus 260. Panthers minus 1.5 is plus 130. The Preds are blowing up the roster. So I'm going to go with, believe it or not, the under 6.5 at plus 104. Penguins Lightning. This is a good one. Lightning minus 170. Pens plus 140 over under 6.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. Pens plus 1.5 is minus 178. Lightning minus 1.5 is plus 144. Bounce back spot for the Lightning after getting destroyed by Pittsburgh a few nights ago in Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with the Lightning in regulation at home at minus 108. Surprised that game's not on ESPN side they did full college basketball. Stars Blackhawks. Stars minus 250. Blackhawks plus 202 over under 6. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Stars minus 1.5 is even money. Blackhawks plus 1.5 is minus 132. I like the over. Leafs Flames at 9. Flames minus 118. Leafs minus 102 over under 6.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Leafs plus 1.5 is minus 235. Flames minus 1.5 is minus... plus 186. Big spot for Calgary here at home. I think the over is a safer pick. Minus 115. 10 o'clock, Wild Canucks. Wild minus 164. Canucks plus 136. Over under 6. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Wild minus 1.5 is plus 154. Canucks plus 1.5 is minus 92. I'm going Wild in regulation, minus 102. 10:30, Canadiens Kings. Kings minus 275. Montreal plus 220 over under 6.5. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Canadiens plus 1.5 is minus 114. Kings minus 1.5 is minus 106. That Kings team was very upset after the trading of Jonathan Quick the other night. I'm going Montreal puck line plus 1.5 at minus 114. And I would take a stab at plus 220 as well for them to win outright. Last but not least, Blues Sharks. Sharks minus 120. Blues even money over under 6.5. Overs minus 102. Unders minus 120. Blues plus 1.5 is minus 250. Sharks minus 1.5 is plus 198. I like the over. All right, Major League Baseball spring training. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today's spring games. Yanks over the Nats 4-2. Red Sox Astros 4-4 tie. Phils Twins 4-4 tie. Rays Braves 3-3 tie. Blue Jays over the Orioles 2-1. Tigers over the Pirates 8-7. Mets over the Marlins 8-4. Angels over the Brewers 4-3. D-backs over the Giants 8-5. Guardians over the White Sox 9-6. Dodgers over the Rangers 4-2 and 7. A's Reds 14-14 tie. Cubs over the Mariners 5-3. Royals over the Rockies 8-6. And Padres over the Rangers 5-1 in 7 innings. All right, today's games. 12 o'clock, Phillies Red Sox. 1 o'clock, Astros Cardinals. Marlins Nats. Yanks Pirates. Twins Rays. Orioles Tigers. 107, Pirates Blue Jays. 110, Braves Mets. 3 o'clock, Angels Royals. Dodgers D-backs. A's Cubs. Guardians Giants. White Sox Rocks. Pods Mariners. And Rangers Brewers. All right, now move on to soccer. We'll go over notable results from yesterday and look ahead to everything going on for today. All right, we'll start with Copa del Rey. Osasuna over Athletic 1-0 first leg. All right, today first leg 3 o'clock. Real Madrid and Barcelona. This is a big one. I think that there's a lot of pressure on Real Madrid at home to get it done. They're only minus 120. Barcelona's 3-1. The draw's plus 230. Real Madrid was like minus 105 at one point, but it went up. But I do like over 2.5 goals at minus 108. All right, the Dutch KNVB Baker. Results for the quarterfinals Tuesday: Spakenburg over FC Utrecht 4-1, and Feyenoord over Heerenveen 1-0. Today, 2 games: PSV against ADO Den Haag. Um, so PSV is a minus 1350 home favorite. ADO is 19-1. The draw's 9-1. I'm gonna go under 3.5 goals at even money. And the Graf Shop and Ajax at 3:00. Ajax is minus 800 favorite on the road. The Graf Shop is 12-1 as a home underdog. The draw is 7-1. I'm going to go under 3.5 goals again at minus 110. All right, the semifinals begin tomorrow. All right, English Premier League results from yesterday. Arsenal over Everton 4-0. Liverpool over Wolves 2-0. UEFA comes back Tuesday the 7th. We have Major League Soccer on Saturday. Mexican Liga returns on Friday. Spanish La Liga also returns Friday. Everything's back Friday. German, Italian Serie A, French League, and then the English FA Cup results from yesterday. Grimsby Town over Southampton 2-1. Burnley over Fleetwood Town 1-0. Manchester United over West Ham 3-1. And Sheffield United over Tottenham 1-0. Quarterfinals are Saturday, March 18th. I'm just going to do a glance over and see if we have to touch on anything else. UEFA Europa League resumes a week from today, Thursday, March 9th. The CONCACAF Champions League begins Tuesday, March 7th. Features Austin, the Philadelphia Union, and Orlando. So a couple of MLS teams, and Vancouver and LAFC. So there's a lot of that coming up. So that's really it for soccer for today. Now we'll go over the early leaderboard for the two tournaments that are going on. We'll start with Arnold Palmer. Tied for first right now at 3 under is Cam Young and Harry English. Tied for third with 2 under, Adam Shankanguli, Scotty Scheffler, Siwoo Kim, Jordan Spieth, Chris Kirk, Taylor Hogue, Will Zalatoris, Victor Hovland, and Lucas Herbert. Tied for 13th with 1 over, Adam Putnam, Wendell Clark, Seung-Hoon Kim, Matt Fitzpatrick, Nate Taylor, Taylor Moore, Lucas Donald, Seamus Power, Ryan Henley, Trey Mullinax, Kristen Dienenhout, and Aaron Ray. Tied for 25th at even. Joseph Brumlett, Sahith Iglia, Thomas Dietrich, Byung-Hun An, Aaron Weiss, Stuart Singh, Justin Thomas, Robert Brem, Cam Davis, Jason Day, Adam Swebson, JJ Spawn, Sanjay M, Ryan Fox, Greg Koch, Justin Sue. Tied for 41st at 1 over. Justin goes to notables at this point. Alex Loren, Zach Johnson, Ryan Palmer, Lucas Hodges. Tied for 48th with 2 over. Justin Lauer, Sam Ryder, Patton Kazir, Sam Burns, Luke Liss, Lucas Glover, Alex Baddeley, Scott Stallings, David Slipsky. 57th at 3 over. Alex Smalley. And tied for 59th at 5 over. Callum Tarrant and Tyson Alexander. So obviously keep an eye on this tournament. And then Puerto Rico Open, your leader right now with 5 under is Nicholas Echeverria. Tied for second with 4 under, Max McGreevy and Scott Piercy. Tied for fourth with 3 under, Anders Albertson, Derek Lamley, Michael Kim, Austin Cook, Josh Teeter, and Ryan Blau. All right, notables now tied for 10th with 2 under. Brian Stewart, Andrew Novak, Scott Brown, Brent Grant. Tied for 23rd at 1 under. Nate Lashley, Joakim Herman, Hank Lebioda. Tied for 35th and even Ryan or Moore, D.A. Points, Harry Higgs. Tied for 46th at 1 over. Ben Crane, Scott Stallings. And that's really it for golf. Puerto Rico Open, Arnold Palmer. Look back at more leaderboard stuff tomorrow. All right, now I'm going to do my mock bracket as of now. We're going to be doing this a lot within the next couple of weeks. I'm going to just break through it really quick. My number 1 overall seed right now is the Kansas Jayhawks. Number 2 overall, the Houston Cougars. Number 3 overall, the UCLA Bruins. And your number 4 overall, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kansas is Midwest. Houston's in the South. UCLA in the West. Alabama in the East. All right, 2 seeds. In the East, you have Purdue, Midwest Marquette, West Kansas State, South Baylor. 3 seeds. East Texas, South Virginia, West Gonzaga, Midwest Indiana. 4 seeds. Midwest Miami, East Xavier, South Arizona, West San Diego State. 5 seeds. Tennessee in the South, in the East TCU, in the West Providence, in the Midwest St. Mary's. 6 seeds. East Pitt, West Illinois, Midwest Duke, South Maryland. 7 seeds. In the West Iowa, the South Northwestern, the Midwest Texas A&M, and the East Kentucky. 8 seeds. East Michigan State, West Rutgers, South NC State, Midwest Arkansas. 9 seeds. South Iowa State, East Boise State, West Auburn, Midwest FAU. 10 seeds. West Missouri, East Memphis, Midwest West Virginia, South USC. 11 seeds. East Michigan, West North Carolina. So I have Carolina, the last bye right now. All right, last 4 in. Midwest in Dayton, Mississippi State, Oklahoma State, and then the South in Dayton, Utah State, and Arizona State. All right, 12 seeds. West Oral Roberts, East VCU, South Louisiana, Midwest Charleston. 13 seeds. Midwest Toledo, South Furman, West Iona, East Drake. 14 seeds. The South Liberty, the East Vermont, Midwest UNC Asheville, West Princeton. 15 seeds. South Colgate, Midwest UC Santa Barbara, West Youngstown State, East Morehead State. 16 seeds. East Sam Houston State, West Montana State, Plains in Dayton, A&M Corpus Christi, Grambling in the South, in the Midwest, Norfolk State, and Fairleigh Dickinson. All right, so I just wanted to do that like rapid fire style. So some intrigue. I put North Carolina in the West, and then in theory in the first round they would play Illinois, get by them, and in the second round it's a rematch with Gonzaga. And then the other fun one I have is Duke in the Midwest. I have them playing the winner of Oklahoma State, Mississippi State. And then I have them, say if they get by that, it would be Indiana, and then it would be Marquette, and then potentially Kansas in the Elite Eight, or St. Mary's even in the Elite Eight. Another fun one is I have FAU as an at-large. I have them against Arkansas in the Midwest 8-9 game. I have Pitt playing Michigan, and say if Michigan were to get by them, they would have to play Texas. Say if Virginia were to get by the 14th seed, maybe they would have to face Arizona State or Utah State or Maryland. So there's some fun like little matchups in there. That's why I love doing mock practice, just to see what matchups are. All right, The Masked Singer, episode 3 of season 9 last night. It was a very interesting episode, to say the least. It was New York night. Medusa went first. There was more clues. There's a terrier that had them thinking of Doug Goldman, who was the terrier on The Masked Singer. She said she sang with her dad. There were candles in the clue package. She performed New York, New York by Frank Sinatra. Luann de Lesseps was the celebrity who came out for this clue. There was a bridge in lights. London Bridge, Fergie. So I'm sticking with my Fergie guess. Nicole said Lord and Florence Welch of Florence and the Machine. Jenny said Shirley Manson. Ken said Susan Boyle. And Robin said Kesha. Polar Bear. City of Dreams. There's a train station, flowers. There's a scratch off, electronics, phone, hairdryer, turned the tables. There's speakers, a message in a bottle. Honor a New Yorker that changed the game. This individual performed Rapture by Blondie. Teresa Caputo came out for the celebrity clue and said that he had an acceptance speech at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We'll get to him in a second with guesses. But in this segment, Robin said DJ Jazzy J. Ken said P. Diddy. Jenny said Flavor Flav. And Nicole said Grandmaster Flash. The California Roll. There was 5 of them. There was a baseball clue, a skateboard, soy sauce, Broadway, a Brook Group project. There were spicy mayo cones. There's pictures, like drawn out pictures of Cali rolls like you would see at the fair. And this group of individuals performed Paparazzi by Lady Gaga. It was awesome. There was a guy dressed up as a pizza that came out for the celebrity clue. And it was a pizza that said 5 billion and growing. Is that streaming or something like that? My guess for this, as of right now, is the band Westlife. Or that was my first guess. I really don't know who this is, but I threw out Westlife. And I think it's obviously a band, probably from the 90s. Jenny said the Lion King on Broadway crew and Pentatonics. Nicole also said Pentatonics, and she also threw out Pitch Perfect. And Ken said High School Musical, which was a dumb guess. Who went home first? The Polar Bear. My guess for Polar Bear was Ja Rule because he's from New York. He changed rap. Thought about him. Jenny said Flavor Flav. Robin said LL Cool J. Nicole said Grandmaster Flash. Ken said P. Diddy. And who was it? The one and only Grandmaster Flash. So Nicole is correct for the first time this season. And at the end, instead of performing Rapture by Blondie, he did like a mixtape to Good Times and Rapper's Delight, like a remix. Then Battle Royale, Medusa against California Roll. The song was Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. Medusa went first and the Cali Roll went second. The Cali Roll was unreal. So the fact that they actually moved on. And then Medusa's on stage. And I said Fergie. Ken said Susan Boyle. That was the dumbest guess ever. Jenny said Halsey. Robin said Kesha. Nicole said Lord. And what happens? Nicole ran over and rang the bell before she could even take her mask off. So Medusa was safe. So thank goodness. I thought Medusa was robbed. I think that California Girl just swung it out of the park with that performance. It was just wrong place, wrong time for Medusa, and she got saved, and good on the judges for saving their save. Because maybe they knew that there's a possibility of Medusa potentially going home. They want Medusa to go because Medusa is clearly the best. So I think she's way better than Callie Roll. I still am going to pick Medusa to win as of right now. So next week's episode, we'll see a lot of cast and characters. All right. Survivor. It was, I think, one of the craziest season premieres in Survivor history. We talked about the tribes yesterday. Tika, Ratu, and Soka. We talked about the contestants yesterday as well. This episode was interesting. They had a reward challenge. It was a obstacle course that Soka wound up winning. And Soka really went on a run. And the story of that was that Bruce of Team Taika almost fainted in the middle of the challenge, so they had to stop, and medical had to come out, and he was like out of breath, and he did kind of black out, and then he bounced back. He finished the challenge, and so Soka ends up winning the reward, and then they have the those challenges, the Savvy or Sweaty. The Sweaty's where you had to take all the coconuts and go back and forth. And the Savvy one was where you had to figure out and guess the number of lines were in the spear. Soka did the sweat, and or wasn't Soka, they had the reward. And then whoever was the other group, they ended up doing the spear. Tika did that, and then Soka wound up doing the sweat, and then the reward challenge. I'm sorry, the immunity challenge was next, and the winner of the immunity challenge, which had to do some puzzle making as well. And then they had to stop that challenge because Brandon of Team Ratu, he was a former Seattle Seahawks player. Yeah, it was Ratu that did the sweat, and then Tika did the Savvy, and then Brandon didn't feel good, and then they had him sit the rest of the challenge, which you could argue cost Ratu immunity. Soka ended up winning immunity, and Tika came in second, which sent Ratu to tribal council. So Brandon played a hidden immunity idol on himself Therefore, 2 votes cast against him did not count. Lauren and Matthew played their shot in the dark, and as a result, had to sacrifice that night's vote. Jamie ended up being safe. Matthew was not. And Lauren played her bank your vote advantage, and as a result had to sacrifice her vote as well. So the only vote that counted was a vote towards Maddie that Brandon casted. So therefore Maddie unfairly got sent home in the first episode. So yeah, that was a wild finish to Tribal Council. And I think that group's going to have some drama, man. In terms of the other votes, Jamie no vote, Lauren no vote, Matthew no vote. And Maddie and Kane voted Brandon, and those votes did not count because Brandon played his idol. So, that was crazy of an episode. Now we'll move on to news and notes. We're going to try to be very quick here. Tyler Bertuzzi traded to the Bruins, 2024 first round pick, and 2025 fourth to the Red Wings. I think Bertuzzi could have fetched more. Wonder how protected that first round pick is. So Boston's really going for it. That's a good response to them after the Rangers went and got Patrick Kane. And they also extend David Pastrnak, 8-year deal, about $90 million, 11 and a quarter average. So Pasta gets paid, and he's their long-term. So Jacob Chychrun gets traded to the Ottawa Senators, conditional first-round pick, 2 future seconds, going to Arizona. Not as much as Arizona wanted, but the Sens are going for it. Shane Gostisbehere to the Hurricanes for a third-round pick. I can't believe how many trades were yesterday, and there's still going to be more to come. Detroit trades Philip Roenick to the Canucks for a 2023 conditional first-round pick and a second. So, I like that pickup for Vancouver. We'll see how that works out. Sabres trade goalie prospect Eric Portillo's rights to the Kings in exchange for a 2023 third-round pick. So, the Kings are just looking for answers in goal. Penguins acquire Mikael Granlund from the Preds for a second. Like that trade for Pittsburgh. Another big extension, Shane Larkin, 8 years, about $58 million, 8.7 annually. So, Red Wings captain staying in Detroit long term. Jonathan Quick unhappy with the trade as the entire Kings team was a bit down after the win over the Jets following that trade. So a lot of hockey. So coming down a couple of minutes ago, LeBron won't need surgery as he will not require surgery for the foot injury suffered against the Mavs on Sunday. AD was sat yesterday out of precaution to monitor the stress reaction in his right foot. LaMelo Ball has ankle surgery, expected to make full recovery, so that's good news. MSG Network to roll out a streaming service this summer, which includes the option to watch the Knicks for $10 per game. I think this is where it's going. Streaming, but we'll see how that goes. Not just with MSG, but just in general. The Warriors are optimistic that Stephen Curry may return next week, sometime during the next week's 3-game road trip. That is wonderful news for the Warriors. They need him back. John Morant accused of punching a teenager as he was also accused of flashing a gun at a teen and threatening mall security guard in 2022. Yikes. This could be a big distraction for the Grizzlies. Keep an eye on this story. But the big story from yesterday is that projected top 5 pick Jalen Carter accused of racing before a crash that killed UGA teammate and staffer in an arrest warrant. And that was the story of yesterday. And Carter ended up being booked and released as he released from police custody on a $4,000 bond after being charged with reckless driving and racing. I don't think this story's over. And then Carter said that he'll return to Athens to meet with authorities after being charged with reckless driving and racing. And he said all the right things. We'll see about that. Football news. The Dolphins are not afraid to extend Tua Tagovailoa despite concerns about his durability. Ravens GM Eric DeCosta says, "We want Lamar here." He's having ongoing discussions with Lamar and remains optimistic. The Rodgers won't pursue Aaron Rodgers as Josh McDaniels and David Ziegler agreed they won't be in on Rodgers in order to keep draft picks. This must mean they're tanking for Caleb Williams next year. So NBA MLS joint news. Giannis Antetokounmpo buys Nashville stake as he's a part of ownership group buying a stake in the MLS club Nashville SC. So that's pretty cool. And the Major League Baseball is pushing for a salary cap as Rob Manfred looking to close gap between clubs due to television distribution and revenue disparity. I think that's a good idea. I really do. Every other sport has a cap, so should baseball. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. There's a couple of these that I liked. I'm not happy that I'm started March 0-1 for best bet. I'm going to lay a quarter unit on a hockey total because that's where I've been hot of late. There's one total that jumped out to me and I said, "Up, that's it." And it's the Leafs and the Flames over 6.5. I'm going to go a quarter unit on it. So over 6.5 minus 115 between the Leafs and the Flames. All right, so that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with the Big Friday show. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.